Cool. I see we have from slightly chilly Vancouver. I heard Vancouver's quite cold this time of year. And some from Germany. Nice. Good to see you. From Colorado. Nice. Florida. Sunshine State, right? Florida Sunshine State? Here, I think so. Yeah. Cool. So I think let's start. I got it right. Okay, so let's begin. First, I'm going to start with a introduction. Eli, who's just turned off his camera there, is actually the product manager for the whole AI AI part of Atera. There he is waving. Hi, Eli. So he's here. He can answer your questions. So put him to the test. We want to test him out here. Put in the chat and Q&A. Sorry, Q&A. Put all the questions in the Q&A. If you guys want to chat with each other, chat with Eli, chat with Mira, chat with myself. Put in the chat. But any questions that are Atera related, let's put them in the Q&A section, please. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Let's do this. Okay, share. I'm going to move that away. Cool. Okay. Let us begin. Let me just make this big. Present. Okay, amazing. Okay, let's put full screen. Amazing. Okay, cool. So welcome, guys. This is not the first slide. My apologies. Welcome to today's hands-on session, the workshop. For those of you that were here on Monday, welcome back. For those of you guys who weren't here on Monday, you should have been, but it's okay. I'll forgive you. All of you should have access to the AI. If you don't have access, if you can let us know in the chat. But I think all the registrants of this workshop should have access to the AI, and how you will see it is there's a few ways that I'll show you when we go into the platform. But also you'll be able to go into the portal, but you'll see some certain toggles within the settings of Atera that we will go through when I get to that part. Okay. Cool. So just a bit of what's coming up today. Series intro, some brief. We're going to do very quick brief on setup for those of you guys who weren't here on Monday. I'm going to go into some simulation. So this is where, I'm going to be doing certain questions with the AI, and I hope that you guys will be joining too. I'll show you guys how you can access the portal, which will be how essentially your end users, whether it be you as an MSP or an internal IT, how the employees or your customers will be entering the portal, which again is what we're referring to as the autopilot, and then obviously will be in the platform for the co-pilot section. Okay, so let's just continue straight ahead. So basically this is what we had. This was a two-part series. The first part was on Monday. Really cool session, really nice session on setup, making sure there's email settings are correct, how certain users are going to get the username and password. That was on Monday. And this is today, hands-on workshop with you guys that we're going to go through today. And yeah, really, this is interactive. If you guys have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, like I said, we have Eli here, we have Mira here, full team here ready to answer all your guys' questions. So we're ready for you guys. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to miss this. I'm going to briefly go over this, mainly due to the fact that people who weren't here on Monday, I did show this. So Atera is an all-in-one AI-powered IT platform. As you can see there, is divided into our autopilot and copilot. You can see currently we support Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And you can see this. So if you can imagine why we're an all-in-one, and then AI is kind of, bolted in there and really creating almost a new industry in terms of AI-powered IT. We have the information. If you're using Atera's RMM and PSA, which I obviously highly recommend, everybody who is paying for an Atera license has access to the RMM and PSA section regardless. And I think this will really nudge those who are maybe using a ticketing system outside of Atera to bring it into Atera, because really, this is where the power of Atera comes into play. And adding AI on top of this is really, um, like pretty much the cherry on the top. If you imagine, if you can see on the left hand side, we have the RMM, the remote monitoring, help desk, network monitoring, BI analytics, and app center, and bringing everything together. We in terms of the AI, we're using the AI because we have the information about the device. We know if they've connected to the internet or not. We know if they're on a specific list for emails, and things like that. And if we add the ticketing system, you know, we're pretty much adding a whole nother layer of ease of access for firstly for the end users and for you as the technicians. And yeah, as you can see at the bottom there, we're using Microsoft Azure. That's where the AI, where our AI model is hosted. Really enterprise grade. Really looking at an amazing platform here. Security and compliance. If you guys weren't aware, we just recently got SOC 2 compliance. So those of you guys who were concerned about that, who asked questions about that, I know it was asked a lot. This is something that we just recently got, huge milestone for us. So yeah, and then data analysis there we also have in the form of a reporting and analytics tool that we have. Okay. So firstly, what I'm going to do, let me share my screen again with the platform. I'm just going to move to my bigger screen here. It's just easier for me to present that way. So I'm going to move this over here. 1 second. What am I sharing? Okay. Stop sharing that screen, and then I'm going to start sharing my other screen. Okay. I want to go here. Okay, cool. So let us begin. So first and foremost, I'm going to do, like I said, a brief introduction into the setup for those of you guys who weren't here on Monday. So where you will see that is in the admin. Okay. Once you go to admin, those guys who are using the MSP product, you might see things a little bit differently. But what you are looking for is the service portal. Okay. I'm not going to go through. I went through on Monday email settings and things like that. I'll go into it. This is something that you can use to get the information to users. One of the ways, their username and password. I'm not going to go through that today for time constraints. So what we have here is the service portal, or those of you guys, I'm currently using the internal IT product. If you guys are using the MSP product, you will see customer portal. Okay, so we're going to click there. And what we're going to see here is a whole bunch of settings, or for example, here's the URL that we're going to use. So this is the URL that your end users will use to log in. There is other ways using the help desk agent in the system tray that customers who have that, or end users who have that specific uh, agent, sorry, not agent, specific system tray icon, which you activate, that customers can use that too, or end users can use that to log into the service or customer portal. Okay, and they'll use, basically will direct them to this URL. Ticketing here, this is something that's not really new. What you guys want to be, what I want you guys to make sure you have on is AI Assistant. I need you guys to make sure that you have this selected, okay, within your console. This will then activate the Atera AI assistant within the customer portal or service portal. Okay. Do you guys all see this? Do you guys have this? Have you guys put this on? Can you guys let me know in the chat just so that I know? And again, if we go through, you see it. Nice, Jeff. Thank you. And this also falls part of self-service action, also kind of falls under the umbrella of the AI, and software also. So again, we discussed these on Monday. This is software that basically you can whitelist for end users to install. Okay, so I see only Jeff. The rest of you guys, I see there's 31 of you. Only one of you have access to the AI. Anybody else? Nobody? Okay, just Jeff. Okay, Jeff, it's me and you today. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so again, so if you want to test this out, okay, I see Randall, you don't have. Do you have? Are you firstly a customer of Atera? If you're not, then I can't help you there at the moment. But yeah, if you don't, I think maybe we can ask Ellie if you can check the email address from Randall. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is how you can test it, okay, is you can, again, now for you, I'm using my demo environments and things like that. How you can test it is you can paste this, okay, into your browser. Okay, I've already done that over here. So this will bring me to the portal. Okay. So once you're in the portal or before the portal, it'll ask you for a username and password, obviously. Okay. What you need to do, this is not going to be your username and password that you use to log into the Atera console. Okay. This is going to be a user within Atera. Okay, an end user within Atera. So if it will be one of your customers or one of the employees. Okay, so if you want to test this out, maybe you can create a virtual machine or you can have another device. And what it'll be is that if you go to sites, so for those guys who are using the MSP product, you'll see customers there, click sites. For me, I've used a user within here. And basically, I've used the user named Jay. Okay, this is what I've used. Okay, this was what I created. Okay, so maybe you guys want to do the same thing. I'll give you guys 1 or 2 minutes to do that. You can basically create a dummy user. Maybe you have an unassigned, or maybe you can add them to a specific customer. This is something that you guys can do. Okay. Is this clear to everybody? Are you guys with me? Everything clear? I don't want to jump ahead. I want you guys to kind of be in the platform with me, so you guys can, use the AI with me while I'm doing it. Okay. I'll give you guys a few. Christopher. That's one of my favorite emoticons, actually. Cool. Dummy users agree. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, Mayor, if you can pop up the first topic that we have on the bottom of the screen. Okay. But while that's happening, just to go through those guys who weren't here on Monday, this is just a brief. Actually, I'm going to go through it. I don't think I went through this on Monday. Basically, what this will be. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Mira. We'll get back to that in a second. Thank you. This is basically where the end users will interact with the AI assistant. Okay. Now, this is going to be in other sense a tier one technician. So again, I'm going to say these things again. This is basically going to take care of all the repetitive things, everything from things like, I can't open a PDF. We'll go through this example. What will happen is the AI will back check on the computer, again, leveraging the RMM side of Atera, which is monitoring the agents, seeing what software is installed, things like that, and then leveraging that, going into a ticketing platform where what they would do is they would ask you as the tier one tech or ask one of your techs, I can't open a PDF. And then you would probably go and search and say, okay, why? When in actual fact, what we have here is we have already a way to see the software inventory of that device. And in that way, already suggest to download or install. Again, if we go back here, we'll see the software in the inventory that I was at. We will then be able to allow them to install the software by themselves. So again, leveraging everything in Atera and bringing it together, saving you guys, again, we spoke about 10x. I've done the math, it's more than 10x, but we're being safe with 10x. That's kind of where we're at now. Okay. So again, the tickets will show up here once a ticket is opened. You can really set these things. If you want that your end users will only see the AI assistant and not be able to open a ticket, you can do that too. Kind of almost forcing them in a way to speak to the AI first to get all the initial checks done so that when it comes to you, basically it's only things that have been escalated. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. So obviously a very easy one, a very simple one is going to be my internet connection, which is going to be things like my internet is slow. Okay. If you guys are on now I want to just mention something before we begin, is that remember this is an AI. Okay. So it's like speaking to a person. Okay. Or almost like a person. is that the answers might not come out the same every time. It might suggest something different. So this is when we can think of these things, this kind of helps us to think of ways in which, essentially for us, when you go into the Copilot, how to ask the assistant for help. Okay, so for this one, what we're going to say is my internet is slow. Okay, and I also want to mention that I'm going to be relatively nice to the AI because we have a sentiment also. I don't know if you guys know we have sentiment also attached to tickets, which is very cool also. So we say my internet is slow. Okay. So what's going to happen, what we'll see is there will be checks that are happening in the back end. Okay. It's going to start looking at, you see over here, if you see, I don't know if you guys can see my screen, it's a bit small, but let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. Okay, so you can see what it's doing is it's actually doing tests in the background, okay, before you've even looked at it. So picture the amount of time that it's saving you as a technician when, like, as a tier one tech. So as you can see here, it's looking at network adapters information, and it's measuring upload and download speeds. Okay, this may take a bit of time because it's actually doing the tests. So again, these are things that are happening on the back end before you've even seen it. Okay, so let's see what it says. Let's see what the AI says to us after this. Okay, cool. So actually, this is amazing. Okay, if you can see what we can see here, you see that I see that you're experiencing slow internet. Your upload speed is 27 megs a second, and your download speed is 51 megs a second. I think that's pretty good. And then again, we see what the AI says. These speeds should be sufficient for most online activities. I tend to agree. However, if you're still experiencing issues that could be due to a variety of factors, could you provide more details about the issue? For example, certain websites loading slowly or just having trouble streaming videos. Let's go and say something like, what could be a good one here? When I load YouTube. Okay. Oh, again, this is a basic one, but if you can think of it, this is kind of the way we want it to work, because we want these things. And can you see what's happening now? It's using what we're giving it to test certain things. So if and when it comes to you, you can see the tests that have already happened. Okay, if it hasn't been solved already by the AI. Okay. So let's see what happened. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys next. Okay, so it tested tested connectivity to specified website on port 80, which is YouTube, obviously. I understand you're experiencing slow loading times with YouTube. It could be to a variety of factors. Again, it could be a lot of factors. We've tested something. Then what would happen is that it would give us a solution. Okay, so let's click this and let's see. Okay, are we sure? Yes. Okay, what's going to happen is that it should have given me a 2FA. I've already done the 2FA before this, but it will give it a 2FA. And then again, it'll send a code to a phone. I already did it before this, so I couldn't show you. My apologies. If you guys can tell me if it did happen to you guys, that would be cool. And then we can see. And then, cool, we can then go and, for example, now we can load YouTube. Okay. So now we can say, yes, that worked. Thank you. Okay. There we go. And then what we're able to see, and you can also choose to have this on or off if you want to create tickets automatically or not, and then we can resolve the issue. Okay, amazing. Okay, so if you can think of this, and these are going to be, again, like I said, all the repetitive tasks, all things that really you would be like, other than turning it off and on, turning it on and off again, these are things that, you guys, really shouldn't be doing. These are basic things that can be solved, and you guys can go on and do more complex things. If you're an MSP, you can look for more customers, like, or if you're an internal IT, more project, things like that. Okay. Next thing, what I'm going to briefly show you is that this would have opened a ticket. Okay. And what we can see here is that we actually see that the sentiment was positive. Okay. So in the next ticket, what we'll try and do is we'll try to be more angry. Okay, we'll try to be more annoyed. We'll be a bit more harsh on the AI to see what sentiment we get. Okay, so Mira, if you can pop up the next topic so we can ask. Okay, cool. So let's try this. Okay, so I'm not receiving. Okay, let's do my receiving emails from. Excuse my bad typing. It actually doesn't matter. It's got spell check and grammar check, and it doesn't actually matter. AI actually doesn't really care about this. From let's do Meira. If I can spell Meira at terra.com. Okay, cool. Let's see what it says. It's going to do the same things. It's going to go and do checks. So again, I'm not quite sure if I'm connected. I don't think on this device I'm connected to these. But again, the same thing it's going to check. It's checking at the moment. It's checking listed blocked email addresses. Okay, it's checking if Offer 365 mailbox actually exists. Okay, checking if the domain is blacklisted, and it's listing trusted email addresses. So from this, it's going to look, and obviously it's going to test on the back end to see what the results are from the specific tests. And this is where we move away from what you might call a chatbot and the AI, is that, we testing things and we're looking at things, and all of these checks and these things are what the AI has learned to do. Okay. And this is what's important here. So it's checking these things based on, what it's learned to do. Okay. This could take a bit of time. So let's see if we have any questions that we can answer so long. Okay, actually, never mind. We'll go right back into it. Okay, cool. So we can see here that I understand that you're having troubles receiving emails from a specific address. Can you please confirm if you've checked your spam or junk emails from Aira? Additionally, have you recently made any changes to email settings that might affect incoming messages? Okay, so let's try be angry and say, let's do all caps. Keyboard warrior. I'm a keyboard warrior today. I've checked everything, and nothing works. Okay, that's. Let's see what happens from that. Okay, so we see what happens here. We say, I understand this is frustrating you. Okay, good. To help resolve the issue, I would like to run a few checks on your system. This will help us understand if the problem is with your email settings or the specific email address that is being blocked. Okay, so again, even if the user isn't really being interactive or trying to interact with AI, just being like, just get this done. It's not just stopping and saying, can you ask me like, what I would expect maybe in the past it would be like, okay, if I type this, it would probably ask me the same question again. Like, okay, I understand that you're having troubles. Can you answer me this? And here we can see that it's already seeing that I'm frustrated. Okay. And what it's doing is it's also doing tests at the same time. So it's not just giving me, I understand you're frustrating, and ask me the same question, checking the same things. It's actually doing more tests as well. Okay. So I agree, James. Very, very cool. So let's see what we come up with now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I understand that this can be frustrating based on the checks we've run. It seems like there might be an issue. And then again, I suggest that we try to remove sender's email address from your blocked senders list. This should allow you to receive emails from maira.com. Okay, so then we could click this. And then let's just say I've had enough now. I don't want to speak to this. I don't want to speak anymore. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Okay, let's put, okay, something like that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so for this particular case, now this is why I wanted to mention is that this is the AI. So if we see the sentiment here, let's actually see, okay, we see that the sentiment is actually negative. Okay, so this again is picking up what's been said. Okay, let's see. Okay, so feel free to reach out. Okay, so again, what happens here? Number one, what we're getting is we're getting the sentiment here. Okay, which is negative. Okay, now we're the technician. Okay. Now I'm coming in as Jason. I see that they're upset. Maybe they phoned me and said, listen, like, please help me. What we can do now is we're going to what we term the co-pilot. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the AI assistant on the top right here. Okay. And what this is going to do is this is going to firstly summarize the tickets. Okay. And again, what's really, really cool and what is amazing to see is things like this. So you getting information, okay, that is helpful to you for the specific topic at hand, okay, which really for me is mind blowing. Really, it's insane. Okay, we can then go ahead. Was this helpful? Yes or no? We can then generate a reply from this. Okay, and let's see. Okay, I'm sorry to hear. Okay, this is something that you could copy and paste. We don't really want to do that. We want to try and generate a solution. Okay, so let's generate a solution. Going down here, and let's see what we get. Now, like I mentioned before, how we are coining these is, okay, I see that, understand your frustration. So this is the solution that it's already given. We can probably go in and then help the end user there. Okay. There are times where it'll suggest a script for you guys. Again, this is based on the AI. So, if it doesn't work exactly how you would think it would, just picture it as being an AI bot, not an AI bot, but an AI assistant that's trying to help you, and it's learning. It's learned, sorry. So yeah, okay. Cool. Let's try another one there. So again, like I mentioned before, the sentiment we see is negative, which is fine. We can then go and type a response to that end user, and that end user will then be able to see the ticket within their ticketing page. Okay, cool. Let's go back. Let's have another topic there. Cool. Can't open PDF. Okay. So let's try this one. Are you guys following me? Are you guys trying things? If you guys have tried something cool and you're getting some cool response, you guys can share with us in the chat. I'd be very happy to see if you guys are doing things as well. And I actually realized why it said trust sender as a solution over here. That's because I already actually did the same example before. I already added them to the trusted sender list. So it was grayed out because I already done before. I just clicked in my head now. Okay. Anyways, okay. So let's see now. So I've showed you the sentiment, and I want to explain to you that the sentiment works on the latest reply from the end user. Okay. So it will change. If the end user is frustrated and then he's calming down, the sentiment will change after each reply. Okay, so just so that you guys are aware how it works. Okay. Let us do, I can't open, let's just do this nicely. I can't open PDF file. Okay, cool. So let's do this one. So again, I think I kind of mentioned it again. What I'm doing over here is this is what we're calling the autopilot. And when I'm going into, so the autopilot is, I would say, more for the end users to kind of, interact with. And the co-pilot is when it's coming into the portal and you the one who's taking over. Okay, so that's what we have here. Are you getting any error messages? Or so could you let me know which software you're using to open it? I don't know of any software, for example. Any software to use. Okay. Cool. And let us see. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be one of the options that we have, which again is going to be linked to installing from the software that we have that we've approved. So again, what it's looking for in this particular case, it should search for what software is supposed to be used. But again, it's recommending to have Acrobat Reader installed. Okay, so we can click there, and then what will happen is that it'll install. I'm not going to do it now because I've already got it installed, but you get the idea of what's happening. So I'm showing you these examples so you guys can really get a good understanding of how it works, that this is something that really is going to take a lot of time away from you guys, not away, is going to give you guys a lot of time, because these things are going to be solved from the get-go, from the start. Okay. I want to get to a more complex one. Mira, what's the next topic? I want to get to one. So if there is certain okay, can't unzip. Okay, we can also try that one. But firstly, before I go into this one, we have certain topics which will the user will not be able to do. Okay. For example, I'm trying to think of one. Ellie, do you have one? One that we can try where it needs to be escalated? I don't think we have an example for that. I just remembered. A one that will have an action that the end user wouldn't be able to do.
It could be that an application that it's not part of the self-service.
Okay.
So that could be an example where it needs to be installed by the technician.
Technician, yeah.
Or cases where the users
Distribution list, I think also.
A distribution list, right?
Okay, let's try that one. Cool.
Adding to a distribution list.
Okay, cool. Let's try that one. Okay, so basically, let's try this one. I want to be added to the distribution list of, let's do rnd@terra.com. Okay. Cool. So again, most of the basic tasks, things that can be done. Okay, so let's see what it does here. Things that are going to be repetitive, things that are low risk to the device itself. These are things that are going to be able to be done by the end user. Okay. If there's things such as this one, where chances are that the end user is not going to have access to, to Azure or group policies or things like that, this is going to, or certain mailboxes and things like that. This is where the AI is going to know and be like, actually, I can't do this and you can't do it. Like, imagine everybody could just do this. So this is where the escalation would occur, and what it should say. Let's wait a few seconds for it to give us the response of what it thinks. This is where certain actions, and again, it can go very complex into it. It can be really, the end user can go into like multi-conversational topics. And if it turns out that the specific solution needs to be done by a technician, let's see, I understand that you want to be added to the distribution list. I don't have the ability. Okay, so then it says, I recommend reaching out to your IT department or the owner of the distribution list for assistance. Okay, so in this sense, okay, so what's happened now? I'm on the IT platform. So what it's saying is that reach out to your IT department or the owner of the distribution list. Okay, so I know that obviously I'm the IT manager. So I can then go into the ticket over here and I can see add to R&D list. And again, what we're going to see, again, we're going to click the AI assistant over here. Okay, let's see. And then we're going to generate solution from there. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's given me the same response here, which again, I'm not quite sure why it's doing this, to be honest. But it might be the fact that I'm using my demo account for this, to be honest with you guys. So I don't know if you guys have tried anything that if you got anything different, then that would be great. Cool. Otherwise, we'll try something else. But essentially, what you guys are seeing here is you seeing that what's happening is that we're doing tests. Okay, we're seeing the tests, and what's happening after that is if the action can't be done by the end user, it's escalated to a technician who can do it. Okay. Cool. Let's try another one. I want to try one that is going to give us, Mira, what's the next topic? It was unzip. What was after unzip?
The next one was password reset.
Okay, cool. So let's try that one. Hi, I want to reset my password. Okay. Let's think of something for MS365. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's see what it says. Okay. Okay, so it's just going to go directly and to reset password. This one is kind of easy. Let's go again and let's see what our sentiment was for this one, just to check it. It's neutral. I agree with that. Kind of neutral. I just said hi. I want to reset my password. Okay, let's see if I go. That didn't work. Okay. Okay. So what I want to demonstrate now is that the sentiment should change. Okay. Cool. Let's see. It should change. Modified seconds ago. Let's just refresh. It stayed at neutral. It should change to negative. It does take a few seconds sometimes. So let's just wait for that. If it doesn't, again, it's the AI that, I don't really have control over. It's a model that we have. So yeah, let's see if it maybe, no. Okay, that's okay. What I want to do is I want to also demonstrate the ability to where it will generate a script for you guys. Okay. Which let me go to one of here that I already have. I think this one should work for us. Let me try. So this one is just from a slow internet connection. This one was actually a closed one. My apologies. Okay, let me try another one. Maybe slow computer issue. Let's try this one. Okay. Cool, generate solution. Okay, it's not giving me. Okay, so I think it's because I don't have a device which is it's not giving me. It's not generating a. But some of the time, what you'll see is you'll see that it will give you a generate script. Okay, which what I want to do is I want to jump right into where you would find that. So if you do get an issue that would require or that can use a script. Now, again, we're using the AI to determine if there's something that'll be scriptable. Okay, we'll go in. It'll send you to this. I want to show you this to kind of highlight this. If you go to admin and then you go to scripts, okay, this is where it'll bring you to this page. We create a script. So if you guys weren't aware, this is what we have, which is a generative AI script generator. And what will happen is that it'll put the topic into the into this into these fields over here, and it will generate a script for you. Okay, so let's just go and say, I don't know, for example, I don't want to use the generic one like clear all event logs. Let me use one from, okay, I mean, we could use one, say, download and install Foxit PDF reader, for example. Okay. Again, spelling really doesn't matter over here. Again, so here we see a script here, okay, which again, I think is really, really cool. Again, I always say this, that you do need someone who has a bit of experience in scripting. I don't just want you guys to go and blindly start scripting from the AI script generator. But again, the time saving that we're having is really, really amazing in terms of you getting the basis out here. And all you might need to do is go and tweak and define. Okay, and then you're saving this. Again, we're also getting a script name. That's really cool. This is new. So we're actually giving it a script name from, I just typed it in here. And we got a whole bunch of information happening all at once where we've given it a name, we've given it a description, and we've done the script all in once. So I think it's something that's really, really, really cool. And yeah. So from there, okay, so I think from here, what I want to do is I've highlighted most of the areas of the AI in terms of the ticketing stuff. We've looked at sentiments, we've looked at different scenarios, we've spoken about how things can be escalated. We've spoken about a few different scenarios. I'm just going to go in and I think I'm just going to show you guys who haven't seen it already where else the AI is, or where else we have functions. Because like I said, this is kind of, I don't want to say the main part, but really a big chunk of the time saver for you. But I want to show you where else we've kind of, inserted AI to help you guys. And one of the ways is that we have it as a command prompt generator too. Okay, so I think this is one that's on. We can go here and we can do not there. We can do PowerShell over here. Let's see if it connects. The device is actually behind me. Okay, so again, here again, the idea of this one is kind of moving back to the script generator, where we can say show all open ports, for example. Okay, and then we go there, and then we're going to show all open ports. Okay, obviously this is just the very basics of it. Probably nothing that I don't want to have that on there for long. But again, these are just places that we kind of, implementing AI as part of the co-pilot side. Okay, that's really there to help you guys, and essentially, like I keep saying, is save time. Okay. Okay, I think we have 18 minutes left. I think what we'll do is we will jump back into the presentation, and then what we'll do is we will probably jump into questions. And like I said to you guys, we have Ellie here. Let me get the presentation up here, who will be able to, these are just the topics we had. Let's go back here. We'll go to the Q&A at the end. Okay, so let me make this big screen again. Okay, so like I mentioned, that doesn't look right. Okay, so these are the takeaways that we have. Okay, so AI, we all know, we're all aware, we've all been hearing the buzzwords that it's really transfer.
Jason, can I just jump in a second? We're not seeing your takeaway screen.
My bad.
Just want to make sure everyone can see what you have to show us.
That is correct. 1 second.
And while Jason's pulling that up, I just also want everyone to know that we are aware of all of your questions, but we do have some great questions that have come in the chat, and I thought it would be more beneficial to answer them live afterwards, so all of you get to see an answer. So I haven't ignored them. We know you all have great questions.
Cool. Thank you, Mira. My apologies. Problem in chair POC is me. Okay, so again, I'm just going to make this quick. I want to get into the questions for the last 10, 15 minutes. So like I said, it's really a fast-changing, rapidly evolving sphere in terms of AI. And this is why we're leveraging AI in a big way, and we're pretty much the only IT management platform that is really leveraging this really revolutionary industry to really take our platform to really a level that doesn't even exist at the moment, if you ask me. And again, like I mentioned on Monday, we've really, invested and really, this has been, at the front of our mind when we, developing Atera, so that, wherever we can implement AI, we can, and we most certainly are trying to really make the lives of you guys easier. Okay. And again, our goal to supercharge IT with AI, and to really solve problems that is repetitive, things that you guys are probably tired of seeing, tired of hearing, and solving those problems so you can, put focus elsewhere. For businesses, AI adoption is no longer a matter of if, but when. Okay, I pretty much agree. And early movers will benefit from an exponential boost in efficiency, accuracy, and productivity. And why I want to highlight that is that, I really don't believe that this is here to replace anybody. I really don't believe that. I really don't see that. I see that this is going to open the door for, again, if you're an MSP, open up the door to get more customers. If you're in internal IT, to do bigger, better projects, maybe do some networking infrastructure projects and things like that. So I really think that, people who are leveraging this type of software early on are the ones in a few years' time who are going to be, the highly successful MSPs, and also highly successful and highly efficient internal IT teams. Okay, cool. Let us jump straight into the Q&A. Let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, cool. So let's go to the the Q&A, and I think we'll get Ellie to help us answer a few of these questions. I hope you're ready, Ellie. Okay, so the first one is, can we, okay, I see that one was answered already by Ellie. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we can read it out. Yeah, we can read it out. So can we white label the AI assistant, change its name and signature? Ellie answered. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so basically in the customer portal, on the top left side, you can have your company name. So when Jason presented, we are presenting from our Atera accounts, but when you will have you can have your own name on the top left side of the page, the name of the company and the logo of the company. So the answer is yes.
Cool. I can show you guys quickly how to do that. This was, we did do this on Monday, but I will show you guys again just very quickly. Let's go here quickly. Okay. So again, if you go to admin and if you go to white label, okay, you'll be able to white label. This is add your logo to the service portal and the color, company icon, and then report. So this is where you'll find that. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's go down. This is answered. Okay, let's see. Cool. Randall, I keep getting messages like AI is taking a break. OpenAI is taking a little break from request. It's exhausted. Please try again. Is this a common issue?
I'll try to answer that. I think we should. I believe that this is a configuration of the user who is using the customer portal and linking the user to the agent, and this is something that we can help you solve. But I prefer we'll take it after the meeting. We can schedule a meeting with you and help you configure it correctly for the specific user. So make sure everything works for you.
Cool. Cool. Okay, cool. Let's do another one. Cool. I think for that type of one, Randall, I think you can open a support ticket as well. And they'll direct it to us, and then we'll take care of that. Okay. And again, I want to highlight our support team. If you're having any issues, any problems, please open a support ticket, and they'll help you. Okay. So can we get the AI assistant to install a program, f.ex, maybe you're talking about exe, tell it to install 7-zip and make that automatically installed? I'm not quite sure if I understand the question in terms of f.ex. Did you understand that?
So the rule is that every software that is part of the self-service is part of the customer portal. So every software that you will add to the self-service will be available to the AI, and the AI will have the option, the button to install it. Applications which are not part of the self-service, usually the AI will suggest you to suggest the user to download it from the internet.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I see, Randall, what f.ex is, for example. I didn't know that. Now I know. Again, so what'll happen is that maybe I can further explain is that, like I showed you guys before in the setup, I'll share my screen again and show you guys again over here. Okay, is that in the admin and then in the service or customer portal, you'll see that, and then it will be in software. So this is something that I showed on Monday, and this is software that you will add that, again, if it's automatically, it probably won't be, if I'm not mistaken, but it will give the suggestion to install that specific software that's in this list. So if you only want 7-zip, okay, you could only put 7-zip here, and then that's one that will be recommended. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, next one. We have pre-built guides and checklists, some being specific to the client. How much customization can be done to train the AI on these guides and checklists? How much customization can be done so the AI gives a response for the specific client?
So I'll try to answer this one as well. So that's a great question, because it is something that we are planning to do in the future. As you know, in Atera, we have the knowledge base feature. where you can write articles in the knowledge base. And in the future, what we are planning to do is that the AI will also take information from the knowledge base and present it as part of the conversation. It's something that we still don't have, but it's something that we are designing and working on. And when we will have it, we will notify all the customers for sure.
Cool. Amazing. Okay. Next one is, are the app installs done in silent mode? I think it is, Ellie, correct? Yeah. Cool. Okay, so the answer to that was yes. Are the AI-initiated troubleshooting tools initiated by the Atera agent running on the user workstation? We use Threat Locker for zero access, and we would need to be able to identify what application to be allowed on our network to allow them to run. Let me read that again. Ayeli, you got the question? Or want to take this one?
I'm trying to read it again. So the test that the health checks and the applications that we are currently running are based on the operating system scripts. So I believe it's all safe, and I believe it will be okay. It's not that we are using any applications that will not be allowed to run by your on the devices of your agents, of your clients, of the users. But if you have something specific that you think that we should be aware of or take it into consideration, please let us know during the testing of the AI assistant. If you see something that we should take into consideration, please let us know, and we will be happy to include it in our next releases.
Yeah, I will say that that in terms of like Ellie mentioned, it is troubleshooting, and it is actually, again, why I mentioned the RMM side of Atera. We're doing these health checks because they're being monitored by the Atera agent. Whether Threat Locker, I would assume that you would need to have Threat Locker is obviously only allowing whitelists. If I'm got my antivirus knowledge correct, it's based on whitelisting only, and I'm probably assuming that you would need to whitelist the software that you would want to install with Atera. I don't think it would be allowed, if I'm honest. But again, something for us to think about in terms of people using Threat Locker. Okay. Okay, let's see. Is there an option for an end user to bail out of having the AI front end the issue and just enter? Yes, yes, that is something that you will either allow or disallow. Okay, and I will show you how and where to find that. Let's go back into the portal. Okay, so this is going to be ticketing here. So that's not that one. It is AI Assistant, and it will be if you want to hide the new ticket. So they can either choose on the portal where they want to open a new ticket. Okay, they can open a new ticket. I forgot where it is now. New conversation over there. No, I forgot where it is. There should be a new ticket. I think I'm just missing it. So basically what you can, this is why I'm not thinking. I had the button checked. So if you have this button checked, it's going to hide new ticket, right? So I got confused myself there, guys. Let's see, we can probably just refresh this and then refresh both portals. And what will happen is that we will see a new ticket come up. Okay, there we go. So you can choose whether you want to have this new ticket available. If they click new ticket, they'll get this pop-up to say, okay, do you want them to, open a ticket manually or go to the AI assistant? If you want to save time, you would want them to go to the AI assistant, but we give you the option to choose if you want to have that on or off. Okay. And again, like I said on Monday, you guys can also choose between, do you want for certain customers or certain sites or not? Okay. Cool. Can we Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Is there a way to see what scope of fixes the AI has the ability to run? For example, if we don't want the AI to run clear cache for browser issues, can we identify and exclude it from being able to run? Ellie, good question.
That's a good question. Currently, we don't have this feature, but what the AI assistant does is providing from a database of solution and health checks will suggest the best test to run in order to identify the problem and the best solution for that problem. If you are talking about customizing what can be tested but cannot be tested for a specific issue or request, this is not something that it's currently can be customized per users, but the AI will optimize the test and the solutions for the problem of the user. But it's something that we can think about it and see if it's really helping us to bring more value to the user. So thank you very much for that.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. Good question there. Okay, that one was done. Jeff asked, can we add or remove items? I think I did show you how to add and remove items over here. So if you want to have certain things, and I think that kind of also fills in with what Ellie just said in terms of can I add or remove items from the AI assistant. What Ellie just said and over here. Okay. So let's see. Roger says, I think we have time for one more question, and then that'll be all for today. I see we have 1 minute left, and it will just end. Okay, so when selecting new ticket from the desktop tray icon with the tick box to disable new ticket, and it doesn't show in the client portal, the client still gets the option to create a ticket manually or use AI when it first loads in the portal. Is that a bug? Can we force AI only ticket generation in all cases? Good question. I think I read it a bit fast there. I think we're going to run out of time, Roger. We will take that question and then we will email you the answer to that. And I'll make over here. Okay, I think that's about all for today. Sorry, we kind of cutting it off quite quickly. I just want to kind of say thank you guys for joining today. Thank you guys for participating. We hope that this was helpful for you guys. And I think, Mira, you can launch the survey so long. And yeah, so really, we appreciate your guys' support. We appreciate you guys joining us. We enjoy this as much. I hope you enjoy this as much as we enjoy doing this for you guys and building a product that you guys all want to use and that you guys will really see value in the future. Okay. So without further ado, thank you guys, and hope to see you in the next webinars that we have in the future, which we will have a lot. So we hope you guys join us in all of them. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.